This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart. Woo-hoo.
You guys, welcome back to This Might Get Weird. We are on opposite sides of the country.
Yeah.
But we both logged into this Zoom wearing green hats.
Yeah, we are twinning. The green hats are where it's at. I feel like
I think so too.
Yeah.
I feel like we're both two like ESPN commentators for the Masters.
Yeah, it does feel very golf or tennis oriented. It just skews out of the political spectrum when you go green. So.
Exactly. Speaking of political spectrum, Trump's a convicted felon.
Congratulations and happy days to all of us. Wow.
I mean, what that means, probably nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who knows? Like, Chip is always like, unless the guy's behind bars, like nothing's
right.
Like, I don't foresee anything gonna happen to him. But
Yeah.
it was fun. But it was another fun day on Twitter.
Yeah, he's setting records. First president to be a convicted felon. So wow, staying
Wow.
number one.
Groundbreaking. Anyway,
Whew.
so Grace, you are in Jersey right now.
I'm in Philadelphia right
Oh.
now. Yeah, I'm staying in Philly while I'm visiting my family for the weekend, which is really nice. And classically, you and I had a bit of a scramble before we started recording this episode. I didn't have the right cord. I had a cord shipped here. It's still the wrong cord. I ordered the right cord. They sent the wrong cord.
Wait, you said you Ubered it. Did you like Uber Eats to Best Buy?
Did I say Uber? I meant
You
to
said
say
Uber.
Oh, I meant to say ordered it.
Oh, okay.
When I was in my Uber going to the airport, Elliot texted me and was like, "Hey, I forgot to put a cord back in your bag. You don't have it, but here's some links to it on Amazon if you want to get it delivered to your brother's house." And I did.
thoughtful.
Yeah, but then they delivered the wrong cord. And then I just opened up the back of this Zoom. It's all old corroded batteries back there. So I was like, shit. And I grabbed 2 batteries out of the remote. And then I was just trying to look up places in this area in Philly to get batteries. And I went to a pharmacy. They didn't have batteries. And then
They didn't have batteries at a pharmacy?
but it was like a straight up like little mom and pop pharmacy.
Got it.
And
They're like, we only have drugs.
yeah, exactly that. And I was like, any other time I'd want what you guys have, but
Yeah.
I need batteries. So I went to the cell phone shop next door, and there's this like total Philly dude in there talking to the guy. He needs a cord because one of his 9 kids like got rid of his cord, and he's like covered in sweat from like a long day's work. And he's like, and he's crying like a little girl. Sorry, ma'am. As he like looks around at me, and I was like, it's all right. And then I get up to the counter. I finally asked this guy, I was like, do you sell AA batteries? And he's like, here, you can take these 2. I bought these earlier for myself. And it was just like 2 spare AA batteries.
You got free batteries?
That
is
is the city of
brotherly love.
Exactly. And I turned around and then he had the most beautiful gray French bulldog with blue eyes, just docile asleep on this little bench in the corner. And I was just like, what a beautiful dog. He was like, thank you.
You know what? If would be a cute name for that dog?
Yeah.
Battery.
Battery.
I think a cute little dog that like, you know, is in a little Energizer bunny of a little guy. Of course, however, it is a synonym for hurting someone. But I think Battery is kind of cute. It's a kind of cute dog name.
Especially when he's a sleepy little dog.
Sleepy little dog. Yeah, no, I texted you and was like, look in the alarm clock. That's always my hack in a hotel room, because I feel like even if it's a plug-in alarm clock, there's usually 2 batteries. And I don't know if that's something in case it's like, in case the power goes out, they're not responsible for you not waking up. Who still uses an alarm clock is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah. No, this place has an alarm clock, but it's like a very artsy alarm clock. So it's massive. And there's just like 2 D batteries in the back of it.
D?
Yeah.
I like my batteries like I like my cup size in 8th grade.
Yep.
AA, baby.
AA.
AA.
So, yeah, we're recording on a whim and a prayer right now.
You know what? It always is. And honestly, you're traveling. Our Nick, who edits our podcast, is in London. So, you know, we're just going to rock out a little pod. It might not be the longest, but we would never, you know, leave you unsatisfied. It might be a short romp.
Yeah.
But you still got laid.
Speaking of lays.
Oh, you guys were doing another countdown today.
Yeah, we thought it's about time for a countdown, and these are fun to do, especially when we're traveling. And this one's exceptional because we're talking about chips.
Yeah, not the kind that I have sex with.
That we know of.
That we know of. Okay, there were chips in my bed before I was dating Charles Morgan, but a different kind of chip. Yeah, we are going to talk about chips, and we open this up. And if I'm saying this wrong, but this is how I categorize mine. We open this up to not just potato chips specifically, but like the chip aisle.
Yeah. Well,
right?
I didn't go pretzels.
I didn't go pretzels either. You know what? I had a pretzel thin on there and I took it off.
Okay. Yeah. Mine is mostly chip, but like, yes, chip. Yeah. Yeah. Chip aisle. Chip aisle.
Yeah. Like you would say, if someone said to you, hey, we're going to the beach, will you grab chips?
Yes.
Everything on my list would be constituted as that.
Yes, 100%. Which I was at the beach this morning. Crazy.
Doing what?
Seeing my parents' little campground down there.
Oh,
they have a little
that's
camper.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
full day.
So
over here.
Cute. That is so cute.
But I went to a Wawa to have coffee, and I did peruse the chip aisle just for inspiration for this episode because I love chips so much, but I do find it very difficult to rank them. So again, the same caveat that kind of exists with all previous food ranking things. This is just sort of what I'm feeling instinctually right now. A lot of these could shuffle in their order, but this is just sort of, and it's very likely I forgot some heavy hitters.
A million chips.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is I told Chip that we were doing this countdown.
Yeah.
And I was like, what would be your number one? And he all of a sudden like cranks out a full list to me.
What's his?
And it was just like, just off the top of my head. You know what I mean? But I was looking at it and I was like, man, you really did this. But he gave me a 1 through 10. I'll compare them. Okay. But a couple little caveats that I thought were so cute is one of them in parentheses says, in hopes of a dip.
Yeah, because some of these I have one that obviously is pretty good by itself, but is better with a dip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In hopes of a dip.
I was like, that's
adorable.
Very
well, let's get into it. When we've done these before, we start with number one.
Yeah.
And then go out because it feels like we're going to be in the same ballpark of like the top three usually, unless you totally surprise me and we go off the rails. But
yeah.
My number one was truly like, as I was walking Beans this morning on an empty stomach going, who's my old faithful? What could I'll say this.
Yeah.
This is my number one. And that if I could choose a chip that had 0 calories.
Yes. Yes. That's a great way to think about it.
Eat it as often as I wanted.
Guilt-free.
What would that be?
Okay.
Should we do it at the same time? Should I?
I think you should say yours. You've walked us down the aisle.
Oh my God. I got to say the vowels. Okay. My number one, controversial, could change on a dime, is Cool Ranch Doritos.
Whoa. That is a great chip.
I freaking love Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah.
I mean, I love all Doritos, but like, I think it stands alone in its own space because obviously regular Doritos are delicious. You can have like a lot of different cheesy in that same family vibe. You know what I mean? You've got that like munchy snack mix that has stuff in it, etc. But the Cool Ranch Dorito, I feel like is in a category in and of itself. And as someone who doesn't actually like ranch dressing, it hits a sweet spot of tang for me.
Wow, you don't like ranch dressing?
I don't. Otherwise, I like ranch seasoning, but I don't like ranch dressing.
Okay.
So that's my number one, baby, and I'm sticking to it.
That's a fantastic number one. I will say,
thank you.
I freaking love Cool Ranch Doritos.
So
However, they didn't make my list because...
Wow, my number one isn't on your list?
Which is crazy, right? Because I'm in a season, I think, where that a couple years ago would have been my number one. My number one now... regular Doritos. Nacho cheese Doritos.
We're both Doritos.
Both Doritos. And so that's the thing is that the nacho cheese Doritos kind of like hit that spot for me of Doritos, like that tang, but I'm just in a more of a cheese tang than a ranch tang right now with it. And for some reason during treatment, I just really craved regular Doritos. Like as soon as my body could start eating things again, there was like a night that I had like regular Doritos And I was like, this is like heaven. This is fantastic.
When you've committed to like, I'm going to eat this whole bag.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than just getting to the bottom of the bag where they're like super coated.
Yeah.
And like your hands are, I mean, I've seen, you know, a lot of people with hot Cheetos, with things like that. I've seen on the interwebs. I've cybered and seen people eating them with chopsticks.
What? Wow.
Like when you're eating like, you know, like cheese puffs or something like that, where instead of getting your hands coated, sit down with a bag, roll it down and get chopsticks. And I think that's kind of fancy. I kind of love it.
It's kind of nice because it forces you to take your time and slow down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not just use your hand as a shovel into your mouth.
Full tip up. My question for you is, do you like the Doritos Locos taco shells? And do you order them at Taco Bell? Okay.
Yes, I do. Every time.
Okay, me too. Okay.
They're my favorite. And I don't know why, like, they don't have more flavors of taco shells as a thing.
And also, like, why would you get a normal taco shell?
Right.
When you could get like a fiery Doritos Loco taco.
And the thing I love about Doritos, both flavors, is that the flavor, the coating of flavor to chip ratio is always fantastic. Because sometimes you get chips and you're like, I'm digging for the one that's the most coated. And Doritos, at least lately, I've found a majority of well-coated chips in there. I don't have to fish around.
I will agree. They are a very consistent chip.
Yeah. Big fan.
Wow.
So that's my classic.
Wow, Doritos, sponsor us.
Please.
You're both our number ones.
Damn.
We'll change these hats to be orange.
Yeah, seriously.
I also like Cool Ranch Doritos because to me, they're kind of like the Spuds McKenzie of Doritos. Like they're like so 90s and like late 80s. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They like just feel of an era, but they've remained relevant. I also love how, remember Marcel the Shell? Would be like, I go kite surfing with a Dorito.
Yeah.
Like just the whole lore. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, well, I'm going to have you
do number two.
Do your number two. Yeah.
Okay. This takes me back to high school. I had this for lunch every day in high school. I had an M&M cookie, a like blue slushie, and then a bag of these.
I mean, America really knows how to treat their growing bodies.
I was an athlete. Can you imagine? Okay. My number two, Fritos Twists Honey Barbecue.
Oh my God, I forgot about them.
Right? That is...
Wow.
I forgot about them too, but I told Tim that we were doing this list, and that was the first thing he was like, where do Fritos Honey Barbecue Twists land? And I was like, thank you for telling me about those. I would have forgotten. I freaking love those. Now, these are not... Like, I could eat Doritos again and again and again. These are much more... Yeah, these are much more like when I see them and I'm in the mood, I'm going to go for them every time, but I'm not going to have these on a regular basis. They're special.
Totally. I feel like, man, that's a really good play. I don't have any type of Fritos on my list, even though, I mean, the twists, forget it. The honey barbecue, forget it. I mean, like regular Fritos are great. And like, I always get regular Fritos when I make chili. Like that's my preferred scoop to a tortilla is like the corn. Frito fingernails.
Yep.
Oh my God, I just remember Bugles. They're not even on my list. Oh my God, all the weird shaped things. Yep. Okay, anyway, but the twist, I feel like they pack so much flavor.
They hold those little screwdrivers like the like a pasta
like the noodle.
Yeah,
holds the sauce.
Yeah,
like a rotini.
Yep.
So it's almost like you can't have them as a daily treat.
No, it's too much. They're too rich. They're too delightful. It's too much flavor. It would drive me crazy.
Yeah, they're a recreational chip.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you can't be doing them every weekend.
No, but when you do it, like New Year's. Hard. Yeah.
Wow, that's a really good one. I can taste it.
I know. I'm literally salivating. If you hear, sorry, Nick, for editing all the sounds out of this.
This is our ASMR episode always. Okay, in a same salivating way.
Yeah.
My number two, and it's a toss up on brand.
Okay.
Are either Kettle or Cape Cod salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah, see, I do not love salt and vinegar, but people that love salt and vinegar love salt and vinegar.
Let me tell you, I did not even try a salt and vinegar chip till about 5 years ago, maybe 6. Like it was in my later life.
I mean, it doesn't seem like a flavor children enjoy. It seems like an adult chip.
Same. I remember like I would look at salt and vinegar chips and in my head it was like, those are basically cigars.
Yeah.
Like, like that sounds painful. That sounds like a punch in the face.
It's going to suck my mouth inside of itself and it's going to look like a butthole of my mouth.
Butthole of a mouth. But like in the same way where I don't like ranch dressing, when I was like growing up, I didn't like eat a lot of salad dressing because my mom's allergic to vinegar. Like it'll make her throw up. And I'm talking about like vinegar's in freaking everything once you think about it. You know what I mean? And so I didn't do a lot of salad dressing. So then when I got older and started cooking for myself, I was like, I fucking love vinegar. Wait, I've never actually tried a salt and vinegar chip.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you though, they're dangerous because you get that salt. So your mouth gets dry. So it's like peanuts at a bar.
Yeah. But it's also like if you have any cuts in your mouth, and if you didn't have them, it's going to give it to you. Like, it feels like you're eating acid.
Yeah. It really is a dangerous game with how fast you eat them. I have woken up the next morning and been like, do I have a canker sore? Are we in canker sore country? Or did I eat a whole bag of Kettle salt and vinegar chips dipped in ketchup?
Oh, in ketchup. Oh, pack in the vinegar.
They're good. But let me tell you, though, I think they're especially a standout star on a sandwich.
Oh, yeah. See, I can tolerate them there. Like, I feel like I cannot eat them on their own. They have to be a little, like, a hint of a flavor on top of other flavors.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But so that is my
number
2.
Okay.
Number 2, boo.
Most Americans think they spend about $62 per month on subscriptions. But get this, the real number is closer to $300. That is literally thousands of dollars a year, half of which you've probably forgotten about. Thankfully, you can start using Rocket Money. They will find a bunch of subscriptions that I bet you've forgotten about and help you cancel the ones that you don't want anymore. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. For instance, are you a 15 plus year content creator that didn't realize they had, 3 to 4 editing apps that you were paying a subscription for on your phone? Yeah, Rocket Money can help you cancel those. With Rocket Money, you have full control over your subscriptions and a clear view of your expenses. You can see all of your subscriptions in one place, and if there's something that you don't want, Rocket Money can help you cancel it with a few taps. The dashboard shows you your monthly spending compared to last month, so you can see your spending habits. Plus, they help you create a custom budget to keep your spending on track. Rocket Money will even negotiate lower bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. They'll deal with customer service for you. Amazing. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/TMGW. That's rocketmoney.com/TMGW. One more time, rocketmoney.com/TMGW. Why don't you give us your number 3 then?
Okay. If this chip is not on your list, I don't know what you're doing in life, okay?
Okay.
It is sour cream and cheddar Ruffles.
That is my number 3 as well. Yeah! That one is a freaking classic.
Fantastic chip.
Honestly, the more I think about it, I don't know why it's not my number 1. Just lately, I've been leaning a little bit more Doritos.
Yeah.
But Ruffles, cheddar and sour cream, again, another high school favorite of mine. But those Ruffles, just the texture of Ruffles, I prefer it over just a regular untextured chip.
It's toothsome.
Yeah, and the cheddar and the sour cream, it's tangy, but it's creamy. Oh, I love it.
It's so good. It's chips number 1.
Is it? Yeah. That makes sense.
I love them. I remember my sister used to get them all the time, and I was just like, I don't get it. I don't really, it's so interesting. I don't really love sour cream. You know what I mean? But then I tried it, and here's one of the reasons why I think I like it.
Okay.
Is because it's more processed. Because they're not like I don't think they're cutting the chip with the ridges. I think they're mashing up the potatoes, adding it with things, and then pressing them in the same way you would a Pringle. So it's not like you just have a potato that was cut super thin at an angle.
Yeah.
Like if you get in there, it's more of like the texture isn't just a fried potato. Like I feel like it's more processed, and you know what? The process makes it delicious because of the consistency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not opening a bag of Ruffles and you're like, oh, these are all over the place because they're made with different wacky potatoes. It's like consistent. You know exactly what you're getting.
However, that is the bag that I do fish around, and I look for the most orange of the chips.
Yeah, I will say there are no Doritos in technique.
Right. Well, also, it's like the Ruffles, when they're folded over, that's like my favorite. When a chip is folded over, compact in half, I don't know what it is. I want to eat that one more than everything else.
Absolutely. When it's a tube?
When it's a tube.
I want a chip tube.
I don't want a full bag of tubes. I like when it's mixed up because it's like a little treasure among all the rest of the trash in there.
There we go. Yeah, no, I don't need all the tubes. I need it to be like, hey, check this one out. It's hanging 10 on that wave. Yep. It's like a little guy's like surfing right through the tube.
Yep, exactly. 100%. Okay, that's fantastic.
We've reached number 4.
Okay, number 4 for me, Kettle backyard barbecue.
Whoa.
Yeah. Kettle. I love Kettle chips. I love the thickness of them. I love that they look like they've been through some shit. Like they're
sturdy.
They have a girth to them. Yeah. They have a backbone. They have a crunch. They don't fall apart as easily. Those bent over ones, it's over.
Forget it.
It's over.
Forget it. Like Kettles are so sturdy, which by the way, my number 4 is a Kettle. It's just a different flavor.
Okay.
Mine is Buffalo Blue.
I've never even had that.
Okay, so originally I had Buffalo pretzel crisps on my list, and then I was like, I think I'm flirting with disaster.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a second, Kettle makes a Buffalo Blue chip. That's like I guess like there's a little bit of like powdery blue cheese.
Oh, interesting.
But it doesn't taste like blue cheese. It just tastes like buffalo chips.
Right.
But it's perfect. And the reason why I love, because I love buffalo anything.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
I'll dip French fries in buffalo sauce. Like just get the buffalo sauce in my mouth. But Kettle chips are so sturdy that like, I feel like if you had a table, if you were sitting at a table and it was wobbly, like you could shove one under there.
Yeah, 100%.
And it would hold up.
Yeah, 100%. Like a Kettle chip is made for dips. Like, but they're
so
great.
True.
But they're great on their own. And I love barbecue. I love fake barbecue chip flavors.
Me too.
And the Kettle ones just have the right texture for me. All the other barbecue chips that like fall apart so easily, they don't do it for me.
Here's what I'm going to say. I have a barbecue chip on my list.
Yeah.
And I'm regretting that I didn't specify Kettle.
Yeah.
Because you're absolutely right. But when I started making this list, it looked like I had stock in Kettle. And I was like, I need to give some love to some other chip flavors that might not be my peak ideal, but like they've been there for me for lots of years. They have been miniature bags and lots of lunches.
Again, this is about representation. You know, really just sort of, I want a nice variety, a mix that represents my flavor profiles here.
Totally. Okay, number 5. Mine is a curveball.
Is it? Okay.
It's sweet chili Doritos.
Interesting. I was looking at those and I do like them because I love all chips. Let's not get it twisted here. There's not a chip
unless you're a Frito, don't get twisted.
There's not a chip out there that I wouldn't put in my mouth.
Yeah.
Except for Mamrie's boy. But what is it? Sweet chili Dorito. Sweet chili.
There's a little bit of heat. There's a little, like, you can taste like it's like very Thai style. Yeah. Like you can taste the soy sauce in it. It's really nice. But like, here's why I love it. Besides that, there's like, it's sweet and heat, which is my ideal combo. The reason why I love it is because when I was a vegan for like 5 years or what have you, they're vegan.
What's not vegan in other chips?
Cheese. Cool. I mean, like specifically Doritos. They were the vegan Dorito. Because like there's like, you know, powdered buttermilk in Cool Ranch. There's this and that. And I went on one of those lists that was like accidentally vegan. And it was like stuff that doesn't advertise itself as that, but it actually is. And when I saw that was vegan.
Amazing.
Like when I'm telling you, I eat like a family size bag a week.
Yeah.
I love it. Like if right now, if I was like, hey, Chip, I'm going to get stoned. Go get me like 5 things from the store I'd probably need to munch on. That's like a go-to, baby.
It is really good. I think I had them for the first time a couple years ago, and because I was afraid that they'd be too spicy, because I'm not a big into
You're not
spicy
a spice girl.
Not a jalapeno chip situation. I'd still eat it, obviously. I'm not
Miss
gonna
Vicky's?
flip-flop. Miss Vicky's. I know Miss Vicky's didn't make my list, but I was Google image searching a lot of the products.
They're good. They're a good chip when you're like getting Subway.
Yes. But the sweet chili. Fantastic. I had it a couple years ago. I was like, oh, what was I so afraid of? These are delicious.
I wish they made a Doritos Locos Taco that was sweet chili. Now I know that is I know that's bending. Yeah. You know, like it'd be more of a fusion. Yeah. But I'm into it.
But that would be really, I mean, when you're stoned too, my God.
For sure.
Delicious.
Okay, so what's your number 5?
My number 5, a classic, Cheetos.
Whoa!
So here's the thing. Elliot really got me into Cheetos. When he and I started dating, he's a bit of a Cheeto boy. And I was like, whoa, I haven't really had like Cheetos as an adult very much. And the more he would have them, the more I'd have them. And I'm like, these are actually fantastic. Big
Now,
fan.
let me ask you, are you doing bloated Cheetos or witch's finger Cheetos?
Witch's finger, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and I was just Googling to see if there's like a name for them.
Yeah, how do you specify? Like, is it Puff Cheetos versus
and
like
Cheetos Crunchy?
Cheetos Crunchy, little like dried up umbilical cord.
Yeah, literally that. And those
They're
are my
so
favorite.
good.
They're my favorite too, because you get all different kinds of little witchy finger shapes in there.
Yeah,
and some of them are really great, and they're just a classic to me.
Classic
like
flavor.
Doritos. Yeah,
classic flavor. Okay.
I don't love any of the spicy flavors. I don't like the flaming hot. I tried to get into flaming hot Cheetos because like everyone was into them.
It was a moment.
It's not for me. That's like that'll burn your mouth off your face.
Okay, fair enough.
Not
fair
for
enough.
me. But Cheetos, classic.
I love them. Do you want to take us into number? I don't have a Cheeto on my list, and like now I'm really craving it, and now I kind of want to do chopstick Cheetos tonight.
Chopstick Cheetos is actually a great way.
That'd be a great like a username on video games. Like fuck, chopstick Cheetos got me again.
100%. Okay, this is very inspired by. This is what number 6. Very inspired by being back here on the East Coast. Utz crab chips.
Whoa! What does that mean?
Have you ever had them? Utz crab chips?
I've had Utz. I've had various Utz, of course. Utz is a classic. But is crab chips, is it Old Bay or does it taste like crab?
It's essentially Old Bay, but they call it, what do they say on the bag? With Chesapeake Bay crab seasoning. And
maybe that's why I haven't had it.
Maybe. But it's delicious.
Does it taste like seafood or does it taste like seasoning?
From my memory, it tastes more like seasoning, but maybe like the smallest hint. But if you are like sensitive to things tasting like crab, maybe it'll taste like crab to you. But to me, it's more like Old Bay. That said, I know that there's like a bunch of like Hers, Old Bay, and different brands that do Old Bay chips now, and I haven't had them. So I can't say if those are better, but just the Utz crab chip, potato chips, like throwback for me.
Well, anything with that kind of seasoning, like I went to an oyster bar last night with Jacqueline L&E, which you've been to a million times.
Love that place.
And their French fries were just covered in Old Bay, and I woke up dreaming about them. Yeah,
Old Bay seasoning is fantastic. Like when I dated someone from Maryland, and so like it became like, oh, this is what you have in your pantry, salt, pepper, Old Bay. Like that goes on everything.
Totally. And I use it when I'm making like heart of palm crab cakes and stuff like that to like give you more of a but to me, oceany taste.
It's still in the realm. A lot of my like flavor profile is like cheddar, barbecue.
Yeah.
Like Old Bay. It's all similar kind of tang.
Well, my number 6.
Yeah.
Talk about exploding your mouth up into cuts.
Okay.
Funyuns.
Funyuns. You love Funyuns. That makes sense.
Love Funyuns.
That makes sense. Honestly, that was another rotation in my high school lunch was Funyuns, but Funyuns used to fuck me up.
They would
my
fuck
mouth
you up.
couldn't handle it.
The first time I ever got stoned, or no, like really felt stoned.
Yeah.
I ate Funyuns so fast that the next day my mouth was like there was blood in it.
Yeah.
And like it's like chewing asbestos, but it's as best as it gets because I love them. And again, they're kind of like a Baja twist in that they're so powerful. I don't think they can be an everyday, like they're a treat. Like if I decide, and I don't, honestly, besides that one time when I was stoned, I don't know if I've ever bought like a full size bag of Funyuns. I always end up grabbing a little bag because they happen to be in a mix at like craft services or, you know, at some prepared catered lunch. And then I go, Funyuns? That does sound fun.
Yeah. Haven't seen you in a while, old friend.
I love it. There's like nods of like, I mean, it tastes like onion, like bouillon. There's nods to a French onion soup.
Yeah.
It's just so unnatural and I love it.
The branding is great. It's just like, here's bright yellow and bright green. And this is onion flavored rings. So they're not onion rings, but they're sort of onion rings. And they, will fuck you up.
They're so good.
They make a spicy queso Funyun.
What?
Yeah. They make a flamin' hot and a spicy queso. So just putting that out there.
I literally had no idea that Funyun ever diverted from just classic.
Yeah, I think that they're trying to keep up with the times.
Times are tough. Okay.
I know.
Okay.
I mean, you remember there was a whole surge in YouTube content when we were all finding the weirdest chip flavors that we could eat and taste test. So I feel like the chip industry was like, we need to capitalize on these children that are tasting our chips.
A gold. I mean, but like even still, America's tame. I feel like you go to other countries and it's truly like, we got rat tail Takis. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the craziest flavors. I do like, and it's not on here, but I do like how Canada has ketchup chips.
I was going to say, if you're putting ketchup on your chips, you would obviously love ketchup chips.
And just for clarification, I don't put ketchup on my chip. Like I would never be like scoops on chips, but I do a dip. Okay. And I mean, on the rare occasion.
I also, is it Canada that also has pickle or dill chips?
I think so.
I remember people bringing them to like a meet and greet before, and those were pretty fantastic. Not on my list, but they were really
I think
great.
like Miss Vicky's and places do make pickle chips now. So I think we finally come down the border.
I was going to sneeze. I'm good.
Are you gonna? Okay. All right. So we are to number what?
7? Yeah, I think 7.
Okay, I'm making sure I did 10 and not 11. Okay, phew. Okay, lucky number 7. Should I go or you go?
You can go.
Sour cream and onion Pringles.
Those didn't make my list, but I did think about them a lot. Those are so good. Damn, I'm thinking about it again.
I want a Pringle. It's specifically a sour cream and onion.
Yeah.
And like, there's just something about it that hits. You've got the cool sleeve. So like for the most part, they're consistently whole.
Yeah.
I've looked it up today. They're only 45% potato.
What else is in there?
There's like added starch and wheat and stuff. Like, you know, it's to get that form, it can't just be potato, which is what I was kind of saying about the Ruffles. I just didn't want to spoil my number 7.
Yeah.
But they're always fun. You do your little duck moments. You stack them on top of each other. They're interactive.
They lay on the tongue in like a little blanket so that you know you get like full flavor every time.
They're a little seesaw on your mouth. So specifically sour cream and onion Pringles.
And you know what's the best?
What?
When you get to the bottom of that tube and it's all the broken pieces and you just drink it like it's a sports drink.
Well, yes. When you get to the bottom of a bag of chips, you're probably like licking a finger and getting to the corners. Yeah. Because like holding a whole bag up to your mouth is a little archaic. You know, we've all done it and it's fine and you give it a little spank.
It's a production.
Pringles, it's like you're drinking a water bottle.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
They know what they're doing with that tube. I don't know why chips haven't explored a more variety of packaging, but perhaps it's something to do with cost. Who knows?
Maybe. What's your number 7?
This is my number 7, and similar to Chip's caveat of in the hopes of a dip.
Okay.
Tostitos with a hint of lime.
I took them off. I had them on.
Those, I could eat the shit out of those chips. I went through a phase, and then I got like SIBO, and I couldn't have like garlic or onion, and those are loaded with garlic powder, onion powder, and that's how like I really learned that I had SIBO, was that I went to town on those chips, and then I suffered dearly for it.
Yeah.
And so I have like avoided them for years, and now coming out of this treatment, somehow, knock on wood, my stomach has been way better, and so I've been eating them again, and they are phenomenal.
They are phenomenal. I had them on my list. Like, the fact is, if I am going into a chip aisle to get something that's gonna go more so with, I mean, salsa and queso, but like,
I'm putting it with guacamole. That's because I love.
See, that's a perfect pairing.
See, I know you don't like avocado, but the cold guacamole with the hint of lime chips is fantastic.
It's fantastic. And you know what I also like about it? It doesn't necessarily taste like lime.
No.
It's its own category. Absolutely. It's more of like, it's more like a lime flavoring. It's more of like a lime scratch and sniff sticker.
Yeah.
Like it's, and now I have in a pinch. I've had a regular tortilla chip and I've just squeezed lime all over them.
And
not as good.
Yeah.
Not as good.
Whatever this proprietary seasoning is that they have going on with these hint of limes, I'm a huge, huge fan. Love it.
Now, I would like to propose something to the Tostinos corporate.
Yeah.
Let's do some hint of lime scoops. Because here's the deal. I really love the scoop shape.
Same.
Again, if we're dealing with a dip here.
Yep. Absolutely.
I really love that it's like basically tiny bowls.
Yep.
You know, so you can get more heft. But they don't make them in hint of lime. Now, if they did that, game changer. Game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. But hint of lime is great. And now you have all these other brands that are doing their hint of lime tortilla chips. And it's just not the same. Not the same.
Not the same. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. This year, oh my gosh, it has gone by so quickly. What's something that you're proud of in 2024 so far? Or what's something you still want to accomplish this year? Well, when life goes so fast, it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins and make adjustments for the rest of the year. And one way to do that, y'all, is therapy. Therapy can help you take stock of your progress and set achievable goals for the next 6 months, okay? Therapy is fantastic in learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. Very important. A lot of us learn that later in life, and therapy can be a strong advocate to help you start. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. It is for everyday course correction. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, okay? So just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And you guys, it's not like you're totally committed, okay? If you're not vibing with that therapist, you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. So take a moment, visit betterhelp.com/TMGW today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TMGW. Okay, number 8. You want to go first?
Okay. Number 8, Ruffles sour cream and onion.
Okay, there she is.
I got some sour cream and onion on there, but I love me some Ruffles shape. But I will say, honestly, thinking more about the Pringles, like this might be an interchangeable sour cream and onion situation for me.
Okay, here's the deal: is I love a sour cream and onion Pringle, but I was like, I'm already representing SC&O.
Yeah.
On this list,
right?
So I'm gonna go or sour cream and cheddar. Yeah, sour cream and cheddar on this list. But you're right, Pringles does make an incredible. See, this. Last time I'll say it.
Yeah.
I feel like Ruffles are basically exactly what they make Pringles out of, except they crimp them.
That's what, it feels like they just took one of those crimping irons on those chips, and it's the same thing. Whatever it's
grittier.
I like the stock I like the texture. Big fan.
It's
so that's
amazing.
it's my number 8.
Okay, my number 8. It's interesting because I rarely eat these. And I think I rarely eat these because I know that like if I go hard on a bag, it's probably like 20 servings.
Okay.
Takis.
You like Takis.
I fucking love Takis and I never eat them because I cannot be trusted with them.
Yeah.
The fact is,
they're
they've
dangerous.
got that lime hit. They are spicy, so it's like addictive. But also what they are is they're like little taquitos, which I think is why they're named Takis. Like they have a cylindrical.
Yep.
So I want to play it like a tiny like flute.
Yep.
And I want to eat it, and I just like.
Yep. See,
they
love
did it
the
correct.
Shape. I love the shape. It's just I wish they made other flavors with that shape because it's just a little too like sour or hot for me.
Yeah, it's all of those things. Like if they made like a nacho cheese taki.
Right. Exactly. I'd
now
be all
we're
over
talking.
that. Or a barbecue. Yeah, I'd be all over it.
Oof. Okay. Well, speaking of, my number 9, which I regret it didn't say Kettle, was barbecue Lays.
Yeah, they are great. They just fall apart a little too much for me.
They're too thin. I immediately wish it was Backyard Barbecue. If I was going to go to the store right now and buy barbecue chips, they would be Kettle Barbecue.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like Lay's has been a consistent brand through our lives. And I was like, let's give them a little love. Now, this does feel like a charity ranking.
Yeah.
But I do love a barbecue. And you know what I wish they did? And if they did, they might do this. I'm sure you can go into the spice aisle and find like just actual barbecue rubs.
Yeah.
But I've tried this before. I've tried using them and tasting them, and they don't taste like a barbecue chip. What I want to do is be able to like take like just the seasoning and like make, you know how they do like smashed little potatoes?
Yeah.
Like you roast them and then you smash them. I want to put like barbecue chip seasoning on that.
Yes. 100%.
If you're listening and you have found an actual barbecue rub for meat or something that tastes like barbecue chips specifically, please let us know.
That
I
would
have
be
not been able to
incredible.
find it. It's my holy grail.
Also, I'd be curious, you know how they make ranch powder that you mix with like sour cream or whatever? Why don't they make like a barbecue powder
That's
that
what
you
I'm saying.
could like, I'd even try that with like a sour cream or something and see
Like a
what's
barbecue
that.
dip?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, yeah. There's no such thing as a barbecue dip to my knowledge.
Right? Maybe there's a
sounds
reason
good.
for that. Who knows? Okay, my number 9, classic Fritos.
Classic. 2 Fritos on your list.
2 Fritos. I love Fritos.
Okay.
To be very honest, like that's usually if we're talking like I'm going, like you said, through a craft service or something's like free and there's a chip situation.
Fritos,
I'm usually taking Fritos. I love those guys.
They truly are the original, like we were just talking about Tostino's scoops, but they are truly the original scoop shaped chip.
Yeah.
That can hold, and they're sturdy and they can hold up.
Yeah.
And if I'm making chili, or like Chip, I'll do a veggie chili. He'll do, or like, you know, sometimes when you're like, I just want like the taco meat. I want a taco bowl. I want Fritos on the side for scooping. Chip will
100%.
go classic tortilla chip.
Yeah.
I want Fritos, baby.
Yeah, and I feel like Fritos, I've never done this, but I feel like you could crush them up and like sprinkle them like on top of like, I don't know, a mashed potato or something.
Wow. Oh, yeah. And they won't get soggy. Like they're dense enough. Have you ever had Frito pie?
Yes. And it'll blow out your butthole.
It'll blow out your butthole for sure. But that's what I'm saying.
It's
like Fritos are like, if my nails are to Lay's, as like Fritos are to like claw, like sturdy biotin heavy nails. Like, so you can dump chili on top of it, shake up the bag.
Yep.
And they're still, it's not going to be wet, soggy chips. You've got a 30-minute shelf life before they start wilting.
100%. They're fantastic. A classic.
Oh my God. Okay. We've reached number 10.
Wait, did you say your number 9? You did. It Lay's barbecue.
Lay's.
Okay.
Regrets.
Yeah.
My number 10 is kind of boring, but this is the part of the list where I started to go, okay, be realistic. What do you eat a lot of?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, like I love a Taki. I love a this, a that. I love a Funyun. But like, what do I eat a lot of? And like, give it some due.
Yeah.
Back to kettle chips.
Okay.
Specifically, cracked pepper.
Damn, I didn't put those on this list.
Why are they so good when it's so simple?
Okay, because also the we're not doing popcorn, but what is the brand of popcorn that's like the not smart food popcorn. That's a brand, but the other brand,
the black bag.
Yeah, there's one that's salt and cracked pepper popcorn, and it's like my fucking favorite popcorn. And those chips, because they're the only ones I know that do like a pepper chip.
I know. I've gotten desperate before and had just like regular chips. I've also gotten salt and vinegar chips and just straight up cracked pepper in the bag.
Nice.
It's good, but it's not it.
Right. Yeah.
The Kettle cracked pepper, which it sounds like such a boring flavor, but
I love it.
Holy shit, it is so good. You know what it would be good with?
What?
Like a white queso. Because it would be like a cacio e pepe.
That sounds fucking fantastic.
Fire.
What if you crunch them up and put them on a cacio e pepe and had a little crunch with your pasta?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's a very simple flavor, but like for some reason they are I don't know if there's other brands doing it, but Kettle chips were the first brand that I saw do it. And I was like, that's not very creative.
Novel.
And then I ate them and I was like, this is fucking amazing.
They're so good. I forgot about those. Man. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. This is probably not fair. I have like a tie for my number 10, which basically just means I have like an honorable mention.
You like to skirt the rules of this.
Yeah, which isn't very fair. But and I'm looking at this now being like, which one would be 10? Okay. I think what would be 10 is, because I have to go with a classic, Cape Cod Original Sea Salt.
Wow. Okay. That's the first time on this list that it's just an original.
Just an original. I was looking up all flavors of chips, and then I was like, damn, I do love a Cape Cod Original Sea Salt. Again, it's a little bit like thicker. It's a little bit just like, it's a classic. This is also, I would say, in hopes of a dip. Like this with onion dip. Yes, an onion dip. Or literally like anything.
I just love that. Thanks, Chip. He goes, parentheses, in hopes of a dip.
In hopes of a dip.
In hopes of a dip. I hear you, because as is, it might be a little plain, but I mean, like, I'd eat the shit out of it. But yes, in hopes of a dip.
They're just like great. I know, like, even if these were the only thing that someone had to snack on, I'd be like, fantastic. And then the honorable mention is Bugles, because I do love Bugles.
They're fun. They're fun to put on your fingers. What would we call the flavor of Bugles?
I don't know. I would say like similar to a Frito.
Yeah. But is it are Bugles? My question is, and you won't know this off the top of your head, this is just to throw out there.
I'm Googling.
Are they corn based or potato based?
They're corn chips.
Okay.
So Bugles,
that's the Bugle. Yes, that makes sense.
I'm going to say, you mentioned before, if we were going to do a chip episode, that there was, what are those chips that are square that you were like, you'll be surprised where these land on my list. And it was,
and then I don't even have it on there?
And you don't have it on there. And it was like
Sun Chips. Oh my God.
Sun Chips.
Oh my God. I feel like I just left my child on the plane.
Yeah, I think
wow.
Because I love Sun Chips, but they're not in my top at all. My dad is obsessed with them.
Full sweat. I love Sun Chips. I only eat them on planes when you get like the 3 Sun Chips in one bag. I've been to a couple cookouts where there's like full-size bags of Sun Chips, and it was crazy. It was crazy to see that. But like all of them, they've got a cheddar one. They've got like the garden medley. I don't even know what it's called. It doesn't taste like a vegetable. But wow, I feel like I just gave an Oscar speech and forgot to thank my significant other.
Wow. Yeah.
Sun Chips, I'm sorry.
But they are there. Wow. Okay. I was looking up the flavor of Bugles. Well, now it's just giving me that they have original nacho cheese, chocolate peanut butter, and caramel.
Strange. That's strange.
Wow. That's the 4 core flavors of Bugles, but I don't know what the original.
That's a cry for help. That is. But also I'm intrigued.
It's just, it's, what's this? This says ingredients: degermed yellow cornmeal, is the main ingredient.
Degermed. Gross.
Yeah.
No, I think they're essentially, you're right. They're like a Frito. They're just like a different shape and salted. However, here's what I'll say. Now that you mentioned that crazy ass chocolate flavor.
Yeah.
Fritos are adorable little tiny, basically ice cream cones.
Yes.
So if you took the savory one and then like squirted in some like cheesecake or or like icing or something, you know what I mean? Like that would be a vibe.
If you took an original bugle and you put cream cheese frosting inside of it, that would holy shit. Holy shit. All right.
We got to make your dreams come true.
Think about.
We really do. Wow. Okay. Well, I love that. Before we got on, we were like, this is going to be a really quick one. You got to go meet Tim. I got work. And now we've been talking about chip flavors for 50 minutes and I could do it for another hour.
What is chips, speaking of, top 3?
Top 3.
Or top 5? Or go through his list real quick.
He's probably going to be like, hey, I've changed it since then.
Probably.
That was like a quick, he said just off the top of my head when he said this. 1, Ruffles sour cream and cheddar. 2, Utz grandma flavor, whatever that is.
What? What's grandma flavor?
I think it's just a classic flavor, but it's like, I think grandma is like the style of it, like a thicker homemade chip.
Utz grandma chips.
Yeah. What's the flavor? Utz grandma.
Okay.
3 Funyuns, 4 Cool Ranch Doritos, 5 salt and pepper, Cape Cod or Utz, 6 nacho cheese Doritos, 7 salt and vinegar, specifically Miss Vicky's, 8 regular Ruffles in hopes of a dip, 9 Pringles. His 10 was wild.
What?
He put potato sticks.
What? Is he crazy?
I said, what? What are you going to say next? Andy Capp's hot fries? I said, what?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what those are? Hold on. But so I was like,
I do.
Potato sticks, and it makes sense. It would be on the chip aisle. It is a fried. It is whatever. Potato sticks to me sound like people just swept the potato chip aisle.
I'm like, just take your Ruffles and smash them on the floor and then open it up.
But I said, well, I wish I would have known that. I would have been like crusting fish with them.
Right? Oh, that sounds delicious.
You know what? Try one of these lists with your partner.
There you go.
And you'll get to know things that you never knew.
It's a great way to get to know someone.
Wow. All right. Well,
incredible.
I'll let you go.
Yeah. Vice versa.
Have fun with the brother.
Tell
him I said hello in the city of brotherly love.
Yes, yes.
And I got to go buy some chips or something, I guess.
I know. I'm literally drooling on myself.
So good. All right. Well, this got weird.
Yep.